Well, thank you everyone for being here. Again, I'm Rob Dickinson with both Community Rights Lane County and Protect Lane County Watersheds, two local groups that are trying to work in Lane County to protect our environment and our watersheds. So this event, it's sponsored by Community Rights Lane County, Protect Lane County Watersheds, and the Oregon Community Rights Network, which is a network of other communities besides ours in Lane County, including like Lincoln County, Douglas County, other communities that are also working to protect their rights and protect their environment and look after the health and safety of their residents. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Protect Lane County Watersheds has been working on the last 5 years or so or more. One of the things that many of us who are working on this effort came from trying to stop aerial spraying in Lane County and in Oregon and everywhere, really. Aerial spraying is a practice that is part of the clear-cut logging practices. And basically they'll come through, they'll clear cut a stand of trees, and then for a few years afterwards they will come back through with helicopters and spray pesticides, which will not only get into the environment, get into the ecosystem, into animals that ingest it, but people will get drift from that spray, get into their bodies, people will get sick, and many people will die, including friends of ours and other activists who've worked on this issue. And not only that, but when rains come, all those chemicals, which are neurotoxins, will basically flow into our rivers and streams. So we've fought hard to try to stop that, and our effort here to protect the watersheds is one part of a long effort to do that. So I just want to tell you a little bit about what our initiative is. So it is the Lane County Watersheds Bill of Rights. It's a citizen initiative. It is a Lane County measure, so it only affects Lane County, but it affects all of Lane County. And the idea there is that it would establish legal rights for the ecosystems of Lane County, in particular the watersheds of Lane County, to exist and thrive and flourish, and to be protected against harmful corporate activities that threaten the watersheds and our clean water. Okay, so for example, aerial spraying is an activity that should not happen. It is basically, it is a way of poisoning our environment and us, and that would be an activity that would ultimately lead to polluting our watersheds. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that this measure is meant to stop. It also, it's a rights-based initiative. We work on a paradigm called the rights of nature, that nature has inherent rights that are separate from just our ability to use nature for our human benefit. So it establishes rights for the watershed, but it also establishes rights for us as residents of Lane County, that we have a right to affordable, clean drinking water. Okay, very basic. We should all expect that, but that is part of what this would do. It also would require the county. It would be a county measure, so the county would have to enforce it. But it gives us, as residents, a right to seek legal action if the county doesn't enforce it as it should. And there's other provisions for how to stop corporations from doing these activities, penalties if they don't stop polluting, and so forth. And that's basically it. We have materials in the back. We have brochures that talk about our work, and we also have some flyers that you can take with you. We've got we recently have qualified for the May 2026 ballot. So it seems like a long ways from now, but it's really not. It'll be here before we know it. And we are a very small group working on this without a lot of funding, and we will actually are all but certain to see enormous corporate opposition. We expect that we will be outspent 1,000 to 1, if not more. And so the only way that we can fight back against that to try to pass this is with help of more people. Okay, so that's why we're doing this. We'd love to have your help. There is also on the back of that a little bit about our measure, and then we also have another little flyer that has vote yes on measure 20-373. I'll say that again, 20-373. That is our initiative. That is what it'll look like on the ballot in May, and a little QR code that'll get you to our website. We would appreciate new volunteers with all kinds of things. Appreciate some money. Anything that you can do to help, we would appreciate. So thank you for that.